I hear they're going right in front of my apartment. That's the fun part, going northbound in the southbound lane. Hello, everybody. Try what again? James never seems to get this right.
Alright, there we go. For some reason, the default mic is always set to some other input, not my microphone. Or your output. It's always somewhere else. I don't understand why. Every week I have to reset it. But it's not a major caveat. Boo doo doo doo.
Caviar?
Doo, doo,
What?
doo. I said it's not a major caveat. Now I want caviar.
Me neither. When I hear caviar, I think of Short Circuit. I don't know why.
You think of Short Circuit a lot.
Huh?
You think of Short Circuit a lot too. That's another
do?
one of your. I think you've brought up that movie more than any other person on this planet.
Or like two or three times?
More than that, but yeah. Why do you think of that? I mean, I've seen the movie, but I don't remember it at all. Like, is that like a line or something? Good talk. Good talk.
Sorry, I was listening. In the beginning of the movie, they're having that like event at the Nova Robotics lab, and the robot just rolls around and saying caviar, like, I don't know, says it kind of weird. I don't know, just always stuck in my head. It's probably also the first time I ever heard the word caviar, so.
We're just coming up the interstate here. You have a time for us? We're working on getting patients out right now. Pick up one patient on the stretcher. First patient. If you're in front of 22 with your stretcher, we should have a patient for you. 22 with the stretcher, got it. At this time, one patient, one executive, one passenger.
I already got one out. This is why I miss being a firefighter, because, like, I want to go see.
You were in it more for the, like, the curiosity.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, that's part of it, but...
Hopefully there's some part of you that also did it because you're a philanthropist.
No, I definitely liked helping people. What are we gonna talk about?
Oh,
I'm gonna fall asleep.
I know. No, I don't. You see, that's how the conversation goes. We could talk about nothing. We could do our Seinfeld episode. It's a show about nothing.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Bum 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 bum.
And everybody left us in live chat because we were waiting on somebody that never showed up, right?
They showed
Is
up.
he still coming? Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
I say we just do the first part and be done.
Yeah, screw it. Ah, man, come on. Gotta have something. Can anybody find me something to talk about in the second half of the show? Dun, 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 dun. Each minute we don't have a story, I cry a little. I can't barely stand on my feet. It's a Queen song. Nobody knew that. I know you guys are young. You don't understand. You're not, especially Bob.
What is that?
What? What was what?
Need you to contact Medcom. Give them the coordinates of this location.
Medcom's a health service, right?
I don't know.
That's what it sounds like to me.
No. It's the Medical Command System. Bureau of Public Health, Office of Emergency Medical Services.
I see that. Beckley Regional. See, this is the kind of stuff that we shouldn't be doing right now.
Wait, I'm learning stuff. I'm actually learning stuff. You're right, but I'm still learning stuff.
I'm reading it too, but I'm reading something else. Either way, it's probably the same. Medical Command System is comprised of 5 regional medical command centers.
Alright, so... Interesting.
All EMS units transporting patients to an emergency department contacts its respective medical command center and provides a patient report. So that must be what.
Yeah, but why does Medcom need to know the coordinates? Like, why would they tell?
Telling them how close they are to the facility. I don't know, or to the ER that they're taking them to.
Oh, it could also be Army.
Army?
Yeah. Army Medical Command.
Oh.
I don't know.
I feel like that's less likely.
I got none. I really want to know how this works, though.
Seems pretty straightforward to me. The medical command system?
Yeah, but no, like, I don't know. Is that like, are they bringing a helicopter in? Maybe medevac.
Maybe.
I don't know how that works.
You don't know how it works? Bring in
No,
a
as a
helicopter?
no, I mean like the calling. Like
you don't know. Oh yeah, you don't know the procedure behind it.
I was in Virginia. I know there you would contact dispatch and they would just contact air care directly and say, oh, wait.
Go ahead for 9-5. Medcom is advising that the landing zone is at the 13. How do you advise?
Landing zone.
Perfectly. There will be just down for the 13. They can't miss 10-4.
So that's what it is. Medcom gets a medevac in the air. That's actually kind of cool. They have a whole, like, I don't know, Virginia, the dispatchers took care of that. They would contact the...
Seems like Medcom has a little bit more than just that, but yeah, it is.
But that's actually, like, that's cool too, because I know in Virginia, there was always I mean, we basically always took them to War Memorial and Front Royal, but, like, there were certain issues, like, say, if they needed trauma care, we were, like, in the middle of going to Warrenton or Winchester, and it was like that, like, well, which way do we do it? You know, what's better? But like being able to call like Medcom and they say, oh, okay, well, Winchester's busy right now, go to Fauquier, or Fauquier's busy right now, go to Winchester. Like they could actually make a better informed decision.
I see their map.
Huh?
They have 5 different regions.
Yeah, I saw that.
All right.
I don't know what we're...
You're in the... What is it called?
Oh, did you find a map? An actual map?
Yeah, I did. You're in the WVUH Medical Command. That's your region.
Does that include Morgantown?
It includes a shit. It's like there's only yeah, it does include Morgantown, yes. So there's like it looks like it's your district or your region is composed into like actual districts too. So there's like region 1 and then there's district 10, 11.
Oh, there I see it.
6, 7, 8/9.
Oh, so I'm like 8, 9.
Yeah.
Good lord, that is a really big region.
I know. Yeah, when you said Morgantown, I'm like, that and then some.
Holy cow.
It's like half the state. All right, Bob.
All right. So the second half of the show, we're gonna Medcom.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. I'm gonna reach out to somebody about coming on next week because we can't do this again. Gotta have a guest or somebody.
That doesn't help us right now.
I know, but this happens every week.
Honest to God, I'm fine with just doing
Hey, how about
the
this?
first part. We'll just talk. We'll just come back and talk about the polls, and
No, look what I just did. I think that works.
okay,
Because we talked about Top of the Dragster in the second half of the show when we originally talked about it.
that works.
All right, now weekly poll for next week.
Oh God.
Can't even spell. Why are we the best coaster podcast? Have him write like a 450-word essay.
I want to go to bed. I'm tired.
What the fuck?
What?
Mm-hmm. How about that, since we talked about that last week?
That works. Alright, let's do it. Oh, I should probably. You can tell the interstate's closed.
The traffic
The
outside.
tractor trailers. Yeah, tractor trailers got in front of my apartment.
Let's see if voice meter works this week.
Oh, here's the helicopter.
992, go ahead. Transporting one patient, Busch Medical.
Copy 992, transporting one patient at Berkeley Medical Center, 2400 hours.
Never mind, I lied.
I was about to say.
That was an ambulance. Oh. Alright, let me... testing. Testing. Check. Shut up, James. Shut up!
I'm not gonna take this abuse much longer.
I can't take it anymore. Hilo 2. Does West Virginia have their own medevacs? Or is that just WVU's medevacs? I might have to join the fire department just to learn all this.
Are you able to did you have both jobs when you were a fire? Are you able to do both jobs at once?
I was a volunteer firefighter.
Yeah, but I mean, that takes time.
Yeah, but you just went when you could. I lived at the fire department for a while. That was actually really cool. I mean, every now and then it got annoying, but for the most part, I really liked it.
What happened to our
Testing.
audience?
What's that?
We used to have a live stream audience.
Well, yeah, but like they were all there and left because we weren't starting.
No, are you kidding? We've started way later than this before.
Huh?
We started way later than we started at 9:30. Like we started the stream at live 9:30. That's actually early for us. I saw like 3 people. Typically, we used to have like 7 or 8. And they'd all talk in the chat too. Nobody's talking in the chat except for Mike. Hold on. Nothing's so strong.
I know, man.
They're letting me down.
Why am I on that? Oh, that's right. I had to. Have I been skipping or like having any issues? Like,
No.
okay.
Let's see if my audio is working this week. As I did on my own, alone again. Naturally. Let's see.
Oh,
Hello.
There's still somebody trapped.
Oh man. Testing my audio, which will not work. It's crazy. I don't know what happened. I'm speechless. Literally, because I can't be heard. Hello. Kiss my
Word up. Oh man, last week it took me so long to figure out how to do the noise gate thing.
Do you have to relearn?
Well, no, so
Or is it different on?
the newer version of the Ubuntu base has a newer version of Audacity than my old computer had. And they actually built a noise gate into Audacity now.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Well, I couldn't find it. I had no, and
It's under effects.
the Nyquist script wasn't working right. It kept saying it was running out of memory. And I'm like, what? How? That makes no sense.
It's a brand new laptop. How are you out of memory?
Well, I mean, actually, I still only have 16 gigs of RAM, but I have a faster SSD to swap to, so. Till I can afford more memory.
All right, how much can you put into that?
It'll take up to 64.
Is that what you're gonna do? Eventually.
We'll see what the prices are. I mean, I'm not
Time to
just-
play is the price is right. All right. Well, this is bullshit. So I'm gonna.
What's bullshit?
But I can't record my audio. Hold on. Nothing's so strong. All right, let's see. Hello. Really starting to piss me off.
Copy engine 22, extrication complete on the third patient, 2207 hours.
Hello.
Extra.
Copy health net 8 on the ground, 2207 hours.
Third patient extricated. Health net on the ground. So I guess the medevac is
Copter made
health
it.
net?
Hold on. Nothing's so strong. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Do what you got. I don't understand.
Oh, I should have had my flight tracker up.
I don't need a whole lot of money. Wait. Maybe
Wait.
that's it. Maybe that's it. Hello. I'm just pressing shit and seeing if it works. I don't need a big brown car. I got everything that a man could want. I got more than I could ask for. I don't have to hang out. I don't have to hang out all night. 'Cause I got me a sweet loving woman. She knows just how to treat me right. My baby, she's alright.
Patient 3 has been extricated.
This is some high quality content. I know everyone was coming here to watch me sing a
Yeah.
song about, and you listen to police radio.
Fire radio, get it right.
Yeah. I'm just turning it all on. Let's see what this does. Hello. This better work. Hello, 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 hello. Nope, nothing works. Everything's on. I don't know what I'm doing. How is everything on? And it's still not capturing my audio.
I don't know the answer to that question.
You're supposed to know software, Bob.
Yeah, no.
My baby. Oh my god. Oh. Never mind. That was an echo.
I hear an echo.
Yeah. That was supposed to be there. But, wait a second.
But wait, there's more.
Let's send it to there. No.
Na 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 na.
You hear the echo?
Yes, I do.
Goodbye. All right.
Hey, there's Mike.
Wait, why am I? No. I don't want to hear that.
We're both like punch drunk. We're tired and we want to go to bed. But because we want to go to bed, we can't think of anything.
Yeah.
Which means that
Yeah.
it's prolonging the show, which means we're not going to get to sleep, which means
I'm not going to do homework. Which means I'm going to fail my school and not get into college, and my life's going to be ruined. Hey, goodbye. Why?
I think we got it. Right now, James is fighting with his computer. Some of this is Pam's fault, though.
It's all Pam's fault.
She stood us up.
It's all Pam's fault. I'm gonna see if this does anything. God, please, no, it doesn't. I'm about to just punch this in the face.
There's a small outside fire on a road that I don't know. I don't really know any roads in Martinsburg yet.
All right. I'll figure this out later. I'm gonna just... Oh, wow. I don't know what I just did. Oh, man, there's a lot more. Hello. Nope, doesn't work, so I'm done. All right, I'm gonna just record with my mic, and I'll just go through and fix that later. Hi, I'm James Barber, and my microphone is really loud on Audacity. Hi, let's turn that down some. Hey, I'm James. That's too quiet. Hey, what's up, everybody? That's too loud again. Jesus. Hey, what's going on, guys? All right, that's good. I don't need a whole lot of money. I don't need a big brown car. All right. Are we ready to rumble? Hello? That's epic. I can't hear you. I swear. Just hold up. I'm tired of this bullcrap. Wait, say something? Oh, wait. Never mind. I know what I gotta do. I feel like this happens every time. It's like a cycle. I'm like going crazy. Oh my god. Alright, you're back. Are we ready to record? Hello? Earth to Bob.
I said yeah.
No, I did not hear that.
I stopped the scanner.
Just keep it on during the show. I think that'd be great background noise.
I would.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Ghost Town in the Sky. Oh, now we got a pork chopper coming in.
Oh, what if Jill's locked out? She can just steal the Red Bull.
Yeah. She can just hand it to me through the window and I'll take it.
Goodbye. Oh, all right. Are we gonna try to do this? Is your Audacity gonna actually record?
Yes, mine will. The question is, will yours? I question the
mine
integrity
will.
of your Audacity.
I question the integrity of my laptop. Tonight's probably gonna be the night that it will do this.
No, for sake of it or not, I'm gonna come beat the shit out of it. You tell it that. Tell him regards from James.
Regards.
Yeah.
I know it's this is 144, right?
Yep.
I literally just spelled cat instead of CTP. How do you even do that? Wow.
You join a Coaster podcast. The initials of it
Oh my
resemble
God.
cat.
If this turns into a 7-hour record, this won't turn into recording.
No.
After about 3, it'll be over. The show is canceled.
It couldn't go 7 hours. Wait. Yeah, in 7 hours, I need to be at school, so. I think. Wait, yeah.
You think you need to be at school? You're not sure? Oh, did I mention I'm tired?
7 hours, I will be getting almost ready to wake up and go to school, yeah, so. That is not what's happening tonight.
All right.
Pretty sure one of us is going to fall asleep tonight.
It's probably going to happen.
All right.
All right. Three, two.
Welcome to the most tired, exhausted podcast. Maybe there's a podcast out there about being tired. I'm sure there is. There's a podcast out there about everything. But one that's not actually based upon that. I think we might take the cake for that. Welcome to Coaster Talk Podcast, everybody. And this week, we're just both out of it.
It's Meta.
It's Meta. We're both out of it this week, guys. It's been a long week for both of us, hasn't it?
Not a long week. It's been a long... What day is it? It's Thursday, right?
It's Thursday.
I didn't sleep at all last night.
All right, well, it's been a long week for me. I'll put it that way.
I got home from work at 6:30 a.m.
Yeah.
And then the sun came up and I couldn't fall asleep. I did manage this afternoon to fall asleep while watching TV for about maybe an hour. But even that wasn't like really sleep. It was that, doze off, like not really refreshing type.
Not the REM that you need, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if at any point you hear us snoring, it's not for comedic effect. It actually might be. It might be real.
If we both fall asleep at the same time,
I'm sorry.
Don't bother waking us.
Yeah, don't. We need it. We need it badly. All right, well let's go to Old Reliable, Bob. Old Reliable it is.
All right, Sour Patch going red.
Going red.
Actually,
I don't know. Are you mad
I don't
about
even
this
care.
too much? Yeah.
He's gonna
He's
sit
in the middle.
sideways.
You're,
I
yeah.
don't really know.
You're indifferent.
I do like it still amazes me that every single week something new comes out of Conneaut Lake Park. Like I don't think any chain park has had this much news this frequently.
No. It is a development that has an occurrence almost every weekend. Every week. Every weekend, every week.
Yeah, so let's see which one happened this week. Oh yeah, the Attorney General. So the Attorney General has basically stood up and said that all right, so the bankruptcy court has no jurisdiction over what's going on now. That was all finished. Like that's over. The bankruptcy court it's out of their jurisdiction.
Yes. Has no say.
Which I think this is kind of what I was honestly kind of expecting this, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't think there was much there.
Yeah.
For the bankruptcy court to do.
But here this is the part that I love. The Attorney General actually said that they will file legal action in the future should it become necessary. So even though this is like somewhat a win for Todd Joseph, like it has to kind of be like, oh my God, another government entity is watching me. I mean, everybody's watching this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of humorous now at this point. I mean, as I've said before, I think I'm not very hopeful. But I really want to see this. I really want to see karma bite this guy in the ass. That's what I really want to see come out of this. Because yeah, he's just not a nice person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's really the gist of this story again. Bankruptcy court unable to really provide any sort of retaliation for actions taken by Todd, and residents aren't really. I think they even said in here residents have no really say in this. Residents and homeowners within the amusement park who want the court to intervene do not have a standing in the case under Pennsylvania law. So
yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how things play out. It doesn't say that the hearing was canceled or anything, so I don't know if that hearing's still going to progress.
I would assume
I just
not.
don't know. Well, I don't know. It still might progress, but I don't think any action can come. I mean, obviously,
I don't know if Todd will show up.
Well, he probably won't. I mean, the guy.
Not much of a proceeding without him.
Well,
present.
it's a virtual hearing anyway. So
yeah, it is.
But,
mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a rough job getting to your computer.
It's tough, especially when you're busy out, destroying all the rides at the park that you own.
Right. Exactly.
It's kind of hard to get back inside and sit down for a second.
Making everybody's lives miserable around you. Yeah. It's truly a disaster what's going on up there. Maybe. My only hope, I think my only possible hope in all of this is that basically Todd Joseph is just tired of swimming upstream and just gives up. That's what I'm not very hopeful, but I'm not going to say it's impossible. And I think if Blue Streak and Conneaut are saved, I think that's the only way it's going to happen, is if Todd Joseph just has had enough of everybody hating him and not liking what he's doing, and just just gives up and sells to somebody.
Maybe because he already seems to be kind of ticked off. I can't imagine. I mean, you have to have somewhat of a communal relationship with your surrounding community. Yeah, I mean, especially with the park like Conneaut Lake, that's, I mean, literally within like 4 or 5 feet of other houses and properties next door. It's not like it's a corporate, zoned off park. It is in like, again, look up Conneaut Lake Park. If you've never been there, you don't understand. I haven't been there, but me and Bob have looked at it, and I've gone on Google Maps and gone to Street View and everything. It is really right there in the smack dab middle of a residential area. So you have to have a good community with the people. I can't imagine the park is gonna have a good standing when the owner
exactly
and the community hate each other. And
but man,
there's he's filed restraining orders on some of the residents. I mean, what the heck is happening?
Nobody likes the park though. They didn't show up for the reggae festival and the chili cook-off or whatever it was they had.
The foo bar.
Which absolutely proves that nobody likes roller coasters. Yeah. They didn't show up to eat chili. Okay, that makes sense.
We didn't open it either. I mean, that's
that might make sense in Ashland. So I don't know.
I'm surprised they didn't have an Ace Fest up there without any coasters open. They just had the buffet open. That would have probably gotten the majority of them up there. All right. Well. Yeah, so legal proceedings with Conneaut Lake seem to be going nowhere. And now Six Flags, actually, the other day, released their, just yesterday, released their Q3 earnings and revenue. And that was via a earnings call. And so there's a loss. There's a loss of income, a gain of revenue. So they're doing somewhat well compared to estimates, and also based on what they did in 2020 because of COVID, obviously. But they're still negative in revenue. So some people are in income. Excuse me. Some people are kind of hesitant about that. But Six Flags claims that it's purely based on operational costs this year, and they've just been more expensive, and that they're heading right back in the good direction. But their stock did
ride
drop.
They have has had a major incident. I mean, well, at least it's great adventure.
Yeah, I believe their stock did drop. So I don't know. Just based off like their quarter call, their earnings call yesterday, I think their stock did drop today. But I mean, that doesn't necessarily matter. This is just short term. But it's something to watch out for. I think they're doing fine. Again, this is still kind of the pandemic era, so
yeah, it is.
Despite the we were talking about this before the show, and I think it's fair to bring up now. I don't know when restrictions really dissipated, but they did. I was just you went to Kings Dominion the past weekend, and I remember somebody asking in the Discord I mentioned the park hit capacity, and somebody's like, oh, but are they still doing COVID capacity? And I'm like, you know what? No, I don't think so. But when did they stop that? That was never really announced by governments, by the parks themselves. It just kind of happened, I think. And I mean, now we know, because if you go, for example, Six Flags' transcript, when they did their revenue, they're talking about how their only park now that still has any type of COVID restrictions is the Montreal property, La Ronde. So we know now, I mean, that those do not exist, and it's pretty obvious based on going to the parks that there's no capacity limit anymore. But I don't know when that when that happened.
It was like magic. It went away.
It just poof. Yeah. Well,
yeah, it's kind of I don't know. I think that people realized pretty rapidly that outdoors didn't matter as much. So I think that amusement parks kind of, while everybody else started doing that gradual coming back to normal capacity, I think amusement parks were like, oh, well, I guess we probably shouldn't have even been restricting you as much as we had. I mean, we didn't know at the time, but, it was like, I think it was kind of once when that was found out, it was like, okay, well, whatever. We don't really need, with the exception of California, at least in the U.S.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is kind of funny how it just happened.
So Six Flags did technically outperform based on estimates, though. So I do want to mention that. So it's not looking bad for per se. And I mean, and again, this is a
No,
short term.
I don't think it's bad at all. Cedar Fair is going to be bad, I would imagine.
Yeah, shortened
They've been bad
hours,
for a while.
really bad operating calendar. Yeah, I don't see Cedar Fair doing better than Six Flags. I think SeaWorld will be up pretty well.
Well, yeah, because they're stealing money from everybody. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, their income should be through the roof, man, based on what I'm paying. But yeah, so
I do think Six Flags is gonna. I think they're on a very good trajectory, and I think in 10 or 20 years we might be talking about Cedar Fair the way we had been talking about Six Flags.
it's possible, yeah. It's really possible.
I mean, anything can happen, but I kind of feel like we might be on that trajectory. SeaWorld, God knows what's going to happen with them. I think they're going to just fall flat on their face because I mean, they're just setting themselves up for disaster.
And I really think you have to imagine probably operational costs that they're describing as reasons for profits being down and income being down is purely due to the fact that there's such a high labor shortage this year. And I'm sure they've been...
Well, I don't think it's that. I mean, no, I don't want to say that's not that. That's an aspect of it, but I think there's also, I mean, look at the cost of materials and stuff. You know, when you're doing maintenance on these coasters, like that's up, cost of shipping's up. You know, all of those things, you know, all kind of boil into that.
I think so, but I think a major part is personnel. And, you know, parks have had to increase the amount they're paying their employees because there's such a shortage of labor and people aren't going out to work. So I know Cedar Fair is paying up to $20 an hour now. I mean, and I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying that they haven't adjusted, you know, their actual, you know, we'll probably see ticket prices maybe jump up a little bit. We've already seen that Six Flags is moving to only membership will be the only thing to gain you admission. That might be a strategy they're using because their costs were so much. They're like, yeah, we gotta make some money. We gotta make up for it somewhere. I don't know. I think that's all factored into this this loss of income, and that's due to these costs that they're describing. But they didn't really specify. They were very general about it. So, or at least that I didn't actually read the full transcript of the call. I didn't listen to the call, so maybe they got into more specifics. But I know that that's what the most sources are reporting, is that they just said general costs.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, everything just boils into that, I think.
Yeah. All right, well, probably the most exciting story out of the past week has to do with no park, actually, but not for long.
Yeah.
Hopefully
not for long.
Doesn't seem to be that long. So, Ghost Town in the Sky was a Tennessee attraction for quite some time, and I don't know. I haven't really heard much about it, other than I know a lot of people that went and didn't like it. But but you know, it serves a unique purpose. It serves a niche. It's they do reenactments of like old western. It's like an old western town. They had coasters. They had 2 coasters, a kiddie coaster, and actually a Hopkins multi-inverting roller coaster. So yeah, I mean, it seemed like a pretty fun place. It reminds me a lot of Knott's Berry Farms, Ghost Town. And, you know, Kennywood has one kind of as well, but they don't actually do reenactments there. But it reminds me a lot of that on a little bit smaller scale.
This, I think the interesting thing, if I recall correctly, this park, you could only get there by riding a ski lift up, I believe.
They have a ski lift, and they also had like some sort of like a train system. Not a train system.
You could not drive there. Like it was
an
like
incline.
You had to have
an incline.
Yeah, you had to take other transportation means
Correct,
to actually get
kind of like Glenwood
this
Caverns
park. Oh, really? I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, they have that exact same system in place. You have to take a ski. I think Glenwood Caverns is only a ski lift, as opposed to this is. I believe they have an incline train style system, and then the ski lift. But yes.
Well, they don't have much of anything right now.
Yeah, now there's nothing. But the story it isn't really about Ghost Town. I mean, it is about Ghost Town in the Sky, but it's not about the history or anything, or they're selling off land. No, it's returning, most likely. They've already struck a deal with a company run by Disney Imagineers called Storyland Studios, who's going to be redesigning this property.
Yeah, and this company has been involved with Legoland and Universal and numerous other major attractions.
Yeah,
Their
did the
portfolio is
Hogwarts
pretty impressive. Yeah.
area at Universal. Yeah, so this is no joke. This is to be taken seriously. This could be a very, very epic reintroduction of this property. And honestly, if it comes to fruition, I think it could be really fantastic. I mean, I don't know what it was before, but with the involvement of this high caliber of a team, Disney Imagineers, I can't imagine this wouldn't be flawless in terms of design and pristine, facades, and hopefully they bring back the Hopkins. They salvage that. I know that's been standing but operating since it closed in 2010. I think. I don't think it's open since 2010. So I think this could be a huge win. And included in this at the very end of the article, there is a comment from the project, the Storyland Studios. He's like the head of the Storyland Studios, saying that he understands that there's kind of a hesitation with the community that this could become something like Myrtle Beach or Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge, but they said they really want to keep that secluded mountain charm and town feel in the area. So their hopes is to not make this a huge tourist retail extravagant place. They want it to maintain its inner mountain town feel.
I think the main concern of locals was the traffic, but there's now a 4-lane highway there.
That is
so
as well.
like that's
Yeah. That's a concern.
The access to it is going to be a lot different than it used to be before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
the exact quote that I'm referencing is, "I've heard concerns that Maggie Valley could become another Myrtle Beach or Gatlinburg, but everything we do will be in keeping with the mountain charm and a tasteful mountain town."
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the concern. And there is also the point of traffic issues shouldn't be a concern. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is a really exciting development. This is something that I would probably try to get up to if it opened up.
Yeah, I would definitely get there.
Yeah,
especially if there was a coaster.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have a roller coaster. Right?
Yeah, get on a Hopkins. I don't think either of us have been on one.
No, I would like to ride one just for the experience.
Yeah, I would love to. So
hopefully one that the train completes the loop properly.
And I'm just now realizing at the beginning of this long story here, I think I mentioned it was Tennessee, and it's not. It's in North Carolina. So just want to reassess that.
You need to get some sleep, James.
I do. I said, hey, that's the one slip up we have for this whole show. I think we did pretty good. and I got it. I was like looking and I'm like, wait, this isn't. Why did I yeah.
Meanwhile, people were listening to the show going, what are they talking about? They're making no sense.
They're going to Tennessee. They're just starting to drive to Tennessee to go here, and all of a sudden it's North Carolina. They got to do a U-turn. No. All right. Well, short but sweet news story this week. Really not much other than that going on in the industry. Iron Gwazi had a media shoot, guys, so that means it's opening tomorrow, apparently.
Oh my God. What is Midway Mayhem going to do when they actually open?
I don't know.
He's going to have a heart attack.
It's just going to be the next thing now. It's going to be like, all right, what else are they doing that can, hype up to the extreme? Like, oh my God, there's a truck back in front of the park. RMC confirmed. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be a sad day for him when that actually opens up.
Oh no, he'll be there. He'll have coverage of it running.
Well, yeah, he'll have his seconds of fun and enjoyment of it, and then he'll go to, oh wait, this is my whole career.
We should probably mention that what we're referring to is that all of a sudden they took the walls down from around Iron Gwazi, and it was like this Midway Mayhem reported on Twitter, like, oh my god, like it's
opening, it's
well,
opening.
it's not really happening. We know it's
exactly.
not
They've
happening.
already told
Why
us
is this so exciting?
that they will not, in fact, be opening this attraction this year. Yet, here I am, getting people.
But they
signed up
took the
again.
walls down, James.
Oh, sorry. Okay, that means. Yep, that's it. That's what does it. They take the walls down. It's free for all. Well, that's the news for the week. I think that might be the biggest news story. Is they took the walls down. Honestly, I don't think there's much more going on in the industry. So maybe he got one thing right. That he got something right. It is a news story because there's not much this week. All right, well, we're going to conclude this half of the show here. 20 minutes in. That feels like a record.
That's usually like our intro.
That is normally our intro. That is not an understatement whatsoever. That is 100% accurate. Sometimes I'll look over at our intro and we'll be going 15, 20 minutes and I'm like, oh man, we got to get to the show.
This should probably be a good example of like how tired we actually are.
Yes. Yes. Because I feel like we could have dove into these stories a little bit more, but yeah, I don't know if it's needed. Especially with the level of attentiveness I can provide right now.
All right. Let's get to that music. Let's
Dun,
take a break.
dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. No, that's a throwback. All right. Yeah. Let's cue the music. Let's get to the second half of the show. Dun 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 dun.
My God. Did you watch his video?
What, the El Toro Ryan video? Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure you knew what you were talking about.
Do you know what you're talking about?
I don't. That's why I was making sure you knew.
No, I'm just going to go into this. I'm going to wing it. I'm going to pretend like, yeah, I think El Toro Ryan mentioned something about them removing the launch entirely and...
Said Mantis was reopening.
Yeah. I think something about disaster transport replacing Top of the Dragster.
Meta Transport.
Meta. Yeah, they're just rebranding Top of the Dragster in partnership with Meta. Hold on to what you got. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Wait, hold up.
Title of this show should be I Never Made a Person This Tired.
Why?
Because we're both tired. And Meta.
We haven't even talked about Meta.
I said Meta at the beginning.
Did you?
I did. You didn't. I was hoping you would get in, like join the conversation. You didn't. You just
I didn't. I did not hear you. What did you say?
I don't even remember.
I think
I said something.
You might have I think you broke up a little bit at the beginning when we started recording. So I kind of just went with the fact that you probably just said my name is Bob or whatever.
I said something like it's Meta. It's just Meta.
Yeah, I don't think I caught that. pretty good though.
All right. We should
Alright.
start the segment saying something about the metaverse.
Okay.
I don't know what the.
Wait, you said something about it was very meta of you or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I didn't really know what the hell you were talking about. So I mean, like I knew what you were talking about, but I didn't know what that meant, like in that context.
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about either.
I was like, oh yeah, it's meta. Now I remember that.
But that's a lot of people say meta is like whatever. Like that's meta. I've heard that.
I've
used.
never heard that.
Really?
No. I've only heard it like in reference to something talking about itself, referring to itself. Like a movie's meta or something.
I don't know.
Like using a footnote
Let's say
to talk about something else isn't meta, but using it to talk about a footnote. Using a footnote to talk about a footnote is meta. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's the only context I've ever heard it really used in. That and metaverse.
The metaverse.
That's using it as like a prefix, kind of. All right, are we recording a show?
Oh, it's where Ryan's reporting something.
Breaking news out of New Jersey about Ohio.
All right. We need to get the show over with before we really don't know what we're talking about anymore.
I mean, that's what it is.
I know it is.
I'm going to start off that segment with it.
3, 2.
Okay, we have some breaking news out of New Jersey about Ohio.
Way to go and just skip Pennsylvania altogether.
Yeah, just went right past it. They didn't want to deal with Todd. They were like, we're just gonna go around that. Yeah. So Top Thrill Dragster, according to El Toro Ryan's sources, so he released a video today. Actually, the date of this recording.
Actually, the hour of this recording, pretty much.
Well, yeah, I think so. He announced that. Well, he didn't announce it. He confirmed via sources he has that Top Thrill Dragster will be reopening in 2022, based on.
Well, I don't know they confirmed it because he specifically said it's not a confirmation. So he rumored. He confirmed.
He did a whole video about
it
not being confirmed, but it being confirmed at the same time. I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
it's a confirmed rumor.
Yeah, there we go. That's the best way to put it. Yeah, so he went into talking about the actual accident. Talked about what is happening. Like, we still don't have any update on the victim of the incident. And then he went on to actually talk about the investigation, and that what he's heard is that it actually has reached a conclusion that this was just kind of a freak accident that occurred due to conditions that the ride was under, but not really able to have been prevented.
Yeah, so it's actually really interesting that what they're, again, keep in mind that this is not 100% official, but from what's understood, they're kind of leaning towards a really weird series of events.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody that's gone to Winter Chill Out at Cedar Point knows that all of their trains, after they perform maintenance on them, they actually sit outside.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can find many pictures of, like the Millennium Force train sitting in front of the side. That's where they sit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so the thing is they what they believe happened was from sitting out in those elements, it actually sparked some corrosion internally of the bolts that actually held the flag plate on.
Yes.
And then that just slowly like kind of ate away until it was just weak enough to like hit a plate and like be able to rip it off. Interestingly enough, there was also people that had reported seeing the green train out far earlier in the year than it typically would have been, meaning that it basically sat out in the winter a lot longer than is typical.
Yeah, and that's due to most likely they just finished up maintenance on it earlier than the others.
Right, exactly. So it's like one of those things that like I don't think anybody ever really would have thought that would have been what progressed. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you think about it, things sit outside all the time. I mean, they've been doing it for years. Like, there's never been, any issues. And they did say that they inspect the bolts. Was it every morning? I think he said they inspect everything, make sure everything's tight. And that's where they think that well, they were inspecting them, but they think that the corrosion was actually happening at, like, the tip of the bolt, where, they were tight at the head, but actually being inserted into the threads was not holding as well.
Yeah. There's also a
I'd
component.
probably be a lot more if I was awake. I'd probably be relaying this a lot more. But El Toro did a better job than me.
And there's also a component he talked about towards the end of the video as well about I think the main issue is that corrosiveness, that corrosion that occurred with the cyclical nature of winter, bringing all that snow. But another huge factor, I think, is that every certain amount of cycles, they have a quota they have to meet for amount of cycles they need to reach. And then that sparks all right, it's time to rebuild this train now. Top Thrill Dragster's train did not hit that threshold. So they didn't have to take it apart, which I mean, it's right? I mean, like, that's the procedure.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to occur. So, I mean, everything was fine, but that also led to them not being able to see the internals of this ride and see, oh, crap, these are, rusting. So.
Yeah, and this is one of those things that you just don't expect this to play out in this manner. And I guarantee you things are going to change. They're going to change the guidelines and make sure, like, whether that be storing trains inside or changing maintenance schedules or all of the above. I mean, I guarantee you things are going to change.
Yeah, I mean, there's always something to be gained out of tragedy. I mean, you gain something, information, ways to progress forward. And, it's sad it had to happen this way, but it'll prevent future incidents, hopefully, right? That's the hope.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's really the sum of the video. I think Ryan did a great job at articulating the information.
Yeah, I highly recommend it.
So go watch.
And I think that's another thing worth mentioning. You're typically not going to see me say, "Oh, I heard it on YouTube," so this is what's going on. But El Toro Ryan is actually
this was a Taylor Bybee production. We wouldn't.
But yeah, this is like El Toro Ryan is somebody that he's actually very thorough in what he reports, and he
doesn't often do rumor videos. Like, it's very seldom that he does these rumor videos.
And when he does them,
yeah,
exactly. He lays it down and says, "This is the thing.
This is what I know. This is what I don't know. Don't take this for fact." I love that he always says that. A lot of these clickbait YouTubers present it as fact. Oh,
right, exactly.
My sources confirm this, and this is happening, and now blah blah blah. That's not how rumors are supposed to occur.
Right, right. That's the important thing to remember here too, is this is not 100% a fact yet. It sounds very, very promising that it is a fact, but El Toro and Ryan was clear about that. He said his source, he is very, very confident that they are reliable. So, it's one of those things where I think we could pretty safely assume that it's going to open next year. But yeah, it's not, it's not official. It's not a fact yet.
But also there's a chance that there's a shift in the path forward for Cedar Fair in regards to this ride too. So yes, it could be true right now, but in a month from now, who knows? So there's also that aspect to come at it.
So there could be rumblings in the metaverse is what you're.
There you go. You found a way to get it in there. You did it.
Can we change the name of our podcast to
Meta Talk
or
Meta Talk Podcast?
Because that would be the worst name ever, just like the worst name for a company.
And then our logo could be the Infinity, but with we can make it like a roller coaster somehow. Like,
I still like Universal's tweet.
Yeah,
it's pretzel.
Yeah, with the pretzel as the Infinity. It's pretty good.
Oh,
actually, I found one. I'll have to send that to you later. It is an infinity roller coaster that could be used as a roller coaster. This could be our logo right here. Here, I'll send it to you right now, via the metaverse. But no one's gonna be able to see that. But that could be our logo right there. I mean, it kind of matches.
We could throw that link in our show notes.
Yeah, I'll put it in there if anybody wants to pull over real quick on the drive to work. And look what we're talking about. But yeah, so that's about it with regards to Top Thrill Dragster and that story. It's been a while. I mean, we really hadn't heard much out of it, so it's interesting to hear what's going on. I still wish we'd heard. I think El Toro on the video, or Ryan in the video, mentioned that the woman that had been hit has still yet to exit the ICU. So
as far as he's aware,
that's exactly as far as he's aware. So this is again a rumor. So hopefully she is recovering and back to the best she can be here soon.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Sorry, I'm gonna fall asleep. That's all.
Okay. You see, this is why I didn't want to. This is why I didn't want to talk about just random things like that come to mind. Like just have a completely impromptu discussion at the second half. That was Bob's suggestion, and I'm like, we're gonna fall asleep. We're just gonna have so many awkward silences in that discussion. We're doing it even though we have a rundown. All right, so let's lighten the mood a little bit from.
I'm actually just entertained watching you try to edit this to put that link on the show notes.
Yeah,
it's not going so well for you.
I kept pasting the image. I had forgotten I clicked copy image, not copy image link. So I kept pasting the image into the document, not the actual link. All right, well, let's lighten the mood from the Top Thrill Dragster story and that incident. And let's talk about the last week. We'll be able to talk about this until next year, sadly. Although I could talk about this year-round.
We can talk about it all we want.
We can.
It's just kind of a little out of place.
It'll be out of place, and it's not your favorite time of year. So
it is not.
Let's talk about Halloween and the best Halloween attractions that some of our audience has been to this year. That we specified on the show this could be theme park or non-theme park attractions. So if you have a local haunted house nearby, more than welcome to have included that in this list. So hopefully you guys did. I actually haven't looked at the results, so let's go ahead over there real quick. All right, so it doesn't look like anybody really gave an explanation to why. Because again, I need to start including that in every poll, I guess, and why. Just so we get a little bit of a discussion. But we got a few people listing off some park ones here. Halloween Haunt at Kings Island. That's a good one. That's a good one. I went to that in 2017. I don't have a great recollection of it because I was so young, but I do remember a wolf haunted house, a werewolf themed haunted house that was in Son of Beast's old station, and I was very
Outpost 5.
consumed by that. I was very like, wow, that's so awesome. Like I could see, I was like, this is a coaster station. I could see like a little bit of track that's left, and I'm like, wow, that's like this is Son of Beast. Like I understand. I just now made that connection. It was pretty cool. And they also had a blackout maze that year, which I love the blackout mazes. That's when it's completely pitch black out in the house and you can't see anything, and you kind of make your way through, which is something I really hope I don't know if Kings Island still does it, but Halloween Haunted Kings Dominion discontinued that maze, and that was one of the best mazes by far at the park. So hopefully they return.
I wish I could get you to go through the blackout maze that I went through during Fire Academy.
Was that scary?
That was. It was a mind. it messed with your mind. That's for sure. And
It was a mind freak.
So it was. So it was actually built in a like a shipping container, but like it was built with like passages that you could barely fit through, and you were actually like on oxygen, or not oxygen, but on air. You were breathing air, and you had your tank on your back, and you would have to like. You could only fit through in certain ways, so you would have to like wedge your body in different ways, and you kept getting stuck. And that was actually most of us. That's our first experience of when panic sets in, and you like your arm. Like for me, my arm started getting tired, and I like by default my hands just went up to try to pull the mask off, and like you have to fight that. And yeah, that was kind of. I mean. Has nothing to do with Halloween, really, but...
And then a serial killer jumped out, and we pulverized him. I don't know. Somebody said a Hallow Fun at Knoebels. That was the most surprising one. Which I guess if you're talking fall, sure. I don't know about Halloween as like if we're talking scare, which I think that's more what I meant by the inquiry. But that's acceptable. I think they do a good job at decor and atmosphere. I think Knoebels does a great job. They have the lighting is perfect. They have fog, even though there's not really a need for fog, which is funny to me because Busch Gardens Williamsburg is actually a event that requires fog because there are scare actors wandering around, and they do not utilize it. But Knoebels does, and they don't have any scare actors wandering.
Hershey actually was using a lot of fog.
Yeah, I mean, fog is just nice. I don't know. I just love the fog. I love the smell. I love the atmosphere it creates. It doesn't have to be necessarily because there's scare actors wandering around. I just like it. I actually got a candle from our friend Timmy because I whenever we're at the Halloween events, I always mention that I love fog, and it's actually a Halloween Horror Nights candle, but it's really the sense of the smell it gives off is the scent is fog, so it's pretty cool. My room smells like Halloween artificial fog, and it's pretty it's pretty cool.
That's actually that would be a good set. It still doesn't top wooden roller coaster grease though.
Those are close for me. They're close.
Yeah.
They both have a place in my memories, like in my nostalgia, so like they both fit perfectly, and especially like I just remember getting off of Grizzly and that smell setting in. That's one that set that for me, and now with the house next door, you could have both at once if they opened up Grizzly. You could have the smoke and the smell of the grease filling the area. That would be nice.
It's criminal that Kings Dominion doesn't open Grizzly for...
It is. I understand why. Like, at first when they told me they weren't opening up Grizzly, I was really upset. But then when they mentioned it's going to be utilizing the queue area, I was like, they kind of got to. But they could make it. They could make it work. They could fit it around there, I know. But I think it makes sense, especially when you see, like, nights that happened last weekend. I don't know if that would have worked. There would have been two lines coming out of the same point, and that would have just been... That would have been bad. That could have been really bad. Is this the Grizzly line? Is this the line for the house? I don't know. Where are we going? Grimwoods? I don't know. That could have been a very a cluster. So we got a Fright Fest response, but they didn't specify which park. So Six Flags wins, I guess. All their properties get a vote. Yeah, so I don't know which, again, property they're specifying. I would imagine it's probably one of the bigger ones, like Magic Mountains or Great Adventure, probably. I've heard good things about those. I've heard there's a pretty good one at Fiesta Texas. Fiesta Texas does a good job in general theming, so I can't imagine they don't do a good job. And then we got a Hallow Scream response. This is Busch Gardens, Tampa. And yeah, I think that's a really good event. I actually got to do that this year, so I'm familiar with that event's rundown this year. I was a fan of all of the houses except for the zombie cell block escape, something like that. That was one of the worst houses I've ever been through, but the others were all very well done. So yeah, I actually preferred SeaWorld Orlando's, which I think I mentioned on the show, so I won't go too deep into that, but that was kind of surprising to me. I didn't think that would be how I left Florida, actually enjoying the Orlando Halloween brand new year, inaugural year event more than this really popular and just kind of notoriously fantastic event at Tampa. I was surprised that was my senses. We got a Halloween Harvest Festival at Silverwood, Silver Dollar City. So I think that is, again, a non-scare Halloween event. More kind of like, I think Dollywood does one too, where they have lighting and just festivities happening throughout the park. That's just a park I want to get to in general. Every time I see someone mention Silver Dollar City, I'm like, ugh.
Yes.
I just need to go there.
I want to go see the sharks.
Yeah, me too. I got to see them. I got to see them to believe them. Halloween Haunt at King's Dominion got a vote. I honestly have not appreciated Halloween Haunt more than this year because of how poorly Busch Gardens Williamsburg has executed their event this year. But also, I haven't realized how good Haunt is. I mean, they really do a good job. They have good set design. They have good facades. I think the costumes are well done. Makeup is fantastic. The houses are themed well. I mean, like, there's not many other events that I can say all those things about other than, like, Halloween Horror Nights. So I honestly am impressed with Kings Dominion this year. I think they did a good job.
I think all the Cedar Fair parks generally do a really good job with Haunt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't really like I'm not a fan of jump scare. I don't like that, but I really do like the environment. And that's one thing that the Cedar Fair parks that I've gone to, they've just done a really good job.
And you'd mentioned you didn't get to go through Old Virginia at all, even during the day, right?
No, the park was a little bit busy. I didn't have time to make it over there.
Sure.
Yeah. I think it's possible what happened is everybody at Busch Gardens got frustrated and just came over to King's Dominion. Because apparently that happened in a big way on Sunday.
Yeah. I think that might be it. You just got all the pissed off Williamsburg fans. I was surprised there's not a lot of fights at Kings Dominion then.
That's actually true.
So, but in regard to my comment about Old Virginia, I think that might be one of the better scare zones I've seen at a park in general. It really does feel like they built a community. It's supposed to be like a barn, and you're in this like residential area, and you're walking. They actually have like a makeshift house. They did a good job. So I really recommend. I mean, this year is you're kind of running late now, but in future years, if you are at all curious about Kings Dominion's Halloween Haunt, I think it is a great event. So I think you should definitely head down or up, depending on your location, to Doswell.
At some point, I'm really gonna have to go up to Dorney. We should probably do Dorney.
We should, but I would do it. Would you do the houses with me?
I wouldn't do the houses, no. But I'd definitely go up during the event.
You'd go up and just watch from a distance.
Yeah, I've heard
be the eye in the
so
sky.
many things about but from like all 5 people that went there, which was interesting because there was actually room they hit capacity last weekend. I could not confirm that. So, and actually, I looked on Twitter and they're like, everybody was having a really good day. So I don't.
I can't
have a feeling
imagine.
it was-
Yeah, I can't imagine that. Or again,
can't imagine
maybe
hitting
Dorney Park
capacity.
capacity is like 5 people, and they're like, "Oh crap!
It
All
could
right,
be-
hold up, guys.
that
Hold up,
could be
guys.
it.
It's getting a little crowded in here. What's going on? Why is there 2 people on Steel Force right now? That train should not be that full."
Oh my God, the line's on the stairs to the station. What's going on?
All right. And that does it for the actual parks that we got. I'm going to separate them by park, non-park. We got some non-park responses, which I'm glad to see because there's some that I haven't even heard of on here. One I have is Dent Schoolhouse in Cincinnati. So that's one that I've heard of quite a bit from haunt enthusiasts. It's supposed to be very good. I think it actually is an abandoned schoolhouse that they've converted into. That could be completely wrong, but I believe I've heard that they converted into a house, a actual haunted house. So I want to try that. Terror Behind the Walls is, I believe this is the Pennsylvania Eastern State Penitentiary house. So that is actually one where they converted a penitentiary into a house, and that's why so many people say it's not just the scary, actors. It's the actual just feeling of you're in an abandoned penitentiary where souls of the past prison life, might be. It's just, I've heard spooky things and eerie things out of that house. A Fright Factory is one in Philadelphia, so we're getting a couple Pennsylvania ones here. Maybe I'll have to head up there. Pennsylvania really seems to be a full of some good scares attractions. I know I've been to Field of Screams now. That's in Lancaster.
Yeah.
That's Eastern Pennsylvania State Penitentiary. I know there's some in Pittsburgh as well, some scare Halloween attractions. And then this is one, Fright Factory, I've heard of actually before as well, and that's in Philadelphia. I don't know much about it, but so I might just do a Pennsylvania Halloween tour one year. And the last one we got
is a good place for the attractions industry.
There's
a ton. There's a lot of people that really are excited about it, and even if it's just hobbyists that turn into actually running their own haunts and stuff. It's just a really cool place.
Indeed. And to further that point, Bates Motel, which is another Pennsylvania haunted house. I believe it actually has a couple of attractions. I think it might be like a haunted house and a hayride. But that's also, I believe, outside of Philadelphia. So yeah, there's a ton of great attractions in Pennsylvania and elsewhere. I mean, I think there's some really good ones in Virginia as well. Ashland Berry Farm's pretty great. It's definitely local, and it's definitely small. It's not Field of Screams, or probably even the caliber of these ones we're discussing in Pennsylvania, just because I think they're, like you said, there's kind of more of a market, I think, for those things. I feel like Ashland Berry Farm is typically just a lot of teenagers when I go. And that's kind of like getting their scare in for the year. It's not really an industry yet, like it is in Pennsylvania, where Field of Screams is something that operates year round. And they're able to.
Oh, they do?
They open up year round. They're not open, 365, but in May they'll have certain events and they'll open up for the a couple weekends, and then things like that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I don't think there's as much of a demand in Virginia for it, but there are good ones. There's also one called, which I think is honestly possibly in the same category as a Field of Screams, is Red Vein. And that's the only one in Virginia I would say is on par. I mean, there's other ones that I've been to, but the only one in Virginia I'd say is on par is Red Vein. It's just a one house, but they have put so much theming into it. It's very well themed, and they have great costume design as well, I think. So that's the only one I'd say is on par in Virginia. Other than that, I think Pennsylvania, at least the ones I've been to, knocks out of the park. Just in terms of non-amusement park ones. And yeah, so that's my take. It's been a good Halloween season. I plan on maybe going to Williamsburg this weekend. That is a damning thing to do, but
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
I'm going to Kennywood, hopefully.
Oh man, that's
so you and I are both going to.
yeah, we're in the same boat. We could be both potentially screwing ourselves to the maximum. But hopefully both have good times. That's my plan though, is to go to Williamsburg, and it's either Williamsburg or Haunts, Kings Dominion. So we'll see. We'll see what I'm feeling. We'll see if I want to inflict self-harm on myself and go to Williamsburg on Sunday. If I feel I've been bad, I'll give myself a punishment and go to Williamsburg. All right. Well, last week we talked about season passes. Well, Bob talked about season passes mainly. I concluded a couple of points.
Well, yeah.
I included a couple of points in there about them, and we talked about which ones we were going to be purchasing, which ones we weren't going to be purchasing, the reasons behind that decision.
And I actually did break down and get a Kennywood Platinum Pass.
Yeah, he bit the bullet.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens with that.
Now I'm going to be fighting at Dutch Wonderland.
Yeah, exactly. Please let me in. Look.
It's ironic. Right now, I actually have 2 Palace Platinum Passes right now.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. And I guess, so the Platinum Pass is valid for 2021. I forgot that's how that Platinum Pass purchase is working. Is it's valid in this season.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do. That's pretty ironic.
Why I'm going to Kennywood.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be going to Kennywood.
Yeah.
Not.
I didn't know. I thought you might just go to Eagle and get some cheap tickets. That's what I always do.
Well, if I did that, then I wouldn't have renewed my pass or got a Kennywood pass.
Yeah. Just for this one, you're just gonna go up once and use it once.
No, I mean I'll use it next year. I was really debating, but like I think the thing that kind of kicked me over it was I was like, well, I'm gonna spend money on getting tickets for this week. I might as well just do it.
Mm. That makes sense. That's sound logic. All right. Well, the weekly poll. All right. Let's establish that. It's going to be, what season passes will you, as a listener, be purchasing this year, and why, and which chains are you purposely avoiding? So it doesn't have to be part like, oh, I'm not buying an Adventureland pass because I don't live in Iowa, or I'm not buying Glenwood Caverns pass because I don't live in Colorado, or I'm not a Knoebels.
I think Airtime Mike's going to get an Adventureland Platinum Pass.
I think that might be that's a definite. Yeah.
I don't think he's in the chat.
I think that's a definite for Airtime Mike.
What sold him on it was Dragon Slayer.
Yeah.
He just wants to ride Dragon Slayer.
He wants to marathon the hell out of that thing. He's gonna marathon that thing like crazy. But yeah, so
Exactly.
you don't have to not include or avoid those parks, the parks you don't live near, but include the ones that you're purposely avoiding and not renewing. And yeah, that'll do it for this week's episode of Coaster Talk Podcast. We just clocked in under an hour, so we went. I'm not gonna lie, that was longer than I thought we might go.
As we talk about us clocking in under an hour.
Yeah, let's discuss that. Why did we? Let's try to get the 6 minutes. Let's get 6 minutes on this thing so we can be actually at an hour.
Kill me.
Well, real quick before
The good news is James is going to fall asleep before he gets here.
I told you it's not comedic effect. So before we plug in our social medias and everything, I do want to bring up our promotion right now. Our ongoing chance to win some pretty great prizes. To the show, a voicemail, sending in what's going on, with your theme park adventure, if you're on a theme park trip or whatever, or if you want to make a point. It's something we talked about on the show. Hey, if you want to send in the answer to the weekly poll, even just anything can be sent in via a voice audio file, via voicemail, and we'll play it on the show as long as it's theme park related and it's relatively short. I'm not going to put a specific time limit on your audio file, but yeah, it's relatively short. Let's maybe like 5 minutes ish is probably where we're looking. But again, if it's good discussion, if it's valuable, we're not gonna cut you out, and we're not gonna not play you. And again, the prize is a lanyard, a Pantheon membership lanyard. So this is exclusive to membership. So if you're not a member, you're not getting one. And if you're not a Busch Gardens Williamsburg member, most likely, I don't know if they gave them out to non-resident, non-home park pass members, you're not going to get one. And then a Voyage pin as well will be sent to the participant of our choosing. So based on whether or not we got a good laugh out of it, we thought it was intriguing, whatever it may be, we'll send you it. The prize is there. All right, and if you want to answer the poll this week, go to koshertalkpodcast.com/poll. If you want to follow us on our social medias, you can do so by going to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, looking up at Coaster Talk Pod, all one word there. Or you can follow us on our YouTube channel where we'll be talking about... all right, hold up. I fucked it up. I was going so well there, too. All one word there.
So I'm actually... You go ahead and take care of it. I was actually debating just saving...
All right, I'm going to go.
Yeah, go for it.
You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, Coaster Talk Podcast, 3 separate words there. You can contact us, coastertalkpodcast.com/contact, or email us, james@coastertalkpodcast.com or bob@coastertalkpodcast.com if you have any comments, inquiries, concerns. And that's also where you will submit those audio files that I was just talking about. Lastly, if you want to purchase any of our merchandise, go to coastertalkpodcast.com/shop. Support the show. It'd mean a lot. So thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode of Coaster Talk. Hopefully next week we got a little bit more news, a little bit more to talk about. I'm looking at maybe getting a guest to come on since we're kind of running out of things to talk about in the second half sometimes. We'll see you guys next week.
Did it.
Wow, and before 12, we did it, Mike. Suck it.
I was panicking. I almost just stopped and saved because all of a sudden my fans on my laptop started going crazy, and I was like, "Oh no! Don't tell me this thing is about to lock up." But I made it.
You're having a whole
saved.
damn discussion in the chat, boy.
Indeed. I don't think it has an animatronic drag. It might have used to. They do have a log flume ride, though.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Dutch Wonderland.
Oh, you're killing me. You could have brought it up. Why didn't you mention that? Why didn't you mention she said Kings Island?
Because I'm tired.
You said answer the poll, and then you didn't give it.
No. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry, Steph. I don't know.
You know who firefighters love?
What's that?
Do you know who firefighters love?
Huh.
Billy Joel.
Oh.
Because he didn't start the fire. That's one of my Billy Joel jokes. He's coming to D.C., Bob.
Billy Joel?
Yeah, I'm thinking about going and seeing him. I know you said you've seen him. Would you go see him again or no?
Yeah. I guarantee you my sister will be sending me a message soon. Hey, he's in Pittsburgh. Come see.
No, you got to go see him in D.C. with us.
I do.
If I go, yeah. Only if I go.
What if I want to go see him in Hershey?
Wait, where is he going?
I don't know if he's going to Hershey, but...
Oh, wait, all right.
It's amazing how many people actually go to Hershey.
He's going to New York. Oh, I don't actually see it. I thought he was going to D.C. He's going to Charlotte. That's the closest he'll be in April.
Charlotte?
Yeah.
That's a weird... I mean, it's not a... For as big of a name as he is, kind of weird.
No, I mean, I know a lot of artists go to Charlotte.
Really? Do they have a big stadium?
Yeah, they do. They have an NBA stadium. They have an NBA team.
Oh wait. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. In my mind, I was thinking Charlotte. Charlottesville.
Charlottesville. Oh, okay.
Because you were talking about the way you said that, I was like I kind of
Just,
felt
it's
like you
okay,
were
you're tired,
staying
bro.
in the DC area. I get it now.
And I said the closest they're coming to me is Charlotte. Yeah. Charlottesville also. I mean, Charlottesville sometimes the Eagles played there a couple years ago. They have UVA, so they have a somewhat decent stadium.
Yeah, but I think Billy Joel is bigger than so.
No, I don't agree with that.
I mean, not known, but like Billy Joel applies to like a much broader range of people.
Now I'm curious. I think they. On Spotify, they have the same amount of listeners per month, 15 million both. Let's see. I would say they're about on par in terms of, fan base. They both have huge fan bases.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I defer to more than.
I'm sure, yeah.
All right, let's see if I remember how to do this noise gate thing. We didn't start the fire.
It was always burning since the world's been turning. I'm about to block Angelo Giles on Instagram. I like him as a person. I mean, I've met him. I've talked with him a couple times, but he keeps sending me things about investing in Bitcoin, and it's I can't tell if he's like got hacked or if he's actually just selling out and doing it as like a promotion and he's getting compensation for.
Dragon's Lair. I don't recall that.
He sent me a whole like video about like why I should invest in Bitcoin. And then apparently he bought a Range Rover today.
I mean, you could make a lot of money on Bitcoin.
I know, but that's not my relationship. He's not my financial consultant here. Is he being hacked?
Is that what that used to be?
Okay, I didn't know. I couldn't tell. Well,
y'all gotta do this Bitcoin thing. I invested $5.
All right. Well, if he's being hacked, Mike, what is it? He recorded a video of himself and posted it on Instagram.
Yeah, they're Figment and Mayhem are their characters. So this is the.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? Can you pay somebody, please? Yeah. It's first name.
I don't think Dragon's Lair is still there, but that ride system I think is. Wait a minute. Yeah, I don't recall this. Although maybe that is that. I wonder if that is the Flume ride. I don't know. Now I'm really confused because I never actually saw that. Yeah, I don't see Dragon's Lair on their website.
Oh shit.
But, oh, it is there. Oh my god, how did I miss this ride?
What are you talking about?
Dragon's Lair.
At Dutch Wonderland?
Yeah.
You missed it? We walked past it. Howard Stern has gotta run away.
Walked right past it? Did you see it?
I saw it, yeah. We didn't start the fire.
Where'd you see it?
It's kind of near the parking lot. If that's the right one, I believe that's the one with like the flumes.
Maybe.
It's like right next to the parking lot.
Yeah, no, I saw those flumes, but the dragon popping out of the rocks. Which I think that's Mayhem. It's either Mayhem or Figment. I don't know which one.
So you know the ride was there then. You missed. What did you just miss the dragon then? That's all you missed. Or you didn't know the ride was
but
there?
it's not. So
It's the purple. It's the purple dragon.
it's like
right?
here. Hold on. Here.
Hold up. I gotta send this to my friend real quick.
Yeah, I don't ever remember seeing it from the park. But like, there's so
It's
I
not
knew
in the
there
park.
were,
It's in
like
the parking lot. Is where I saw it.
I don't know. I've been there how many times, and seriously, you've seen this. You went there one time, and I've been there how many times? And
I'm sorry, you are not observant.
apparently not.
It's like
Holy
right next to the
crap.
parking lot.
So when I first saw it, I thought it was the ride system that's used in the whatever it is river in the back of the park, with the bridge that you have to duck to get under. I need the park map. Where's the park map?
Look what I was just about to send you. That's amazing.
There it is.
I just
What?
sent you one. It was uploading as you were speaking. Look in the middle, like right next to the entrance. It's to the left. You can even see the dragon popping its head out, and they have the drawing of it, and they have the drawing on there. I think it's Duke.
Duke, that's it. Yeah.
Look at that. I've only been to this park one time, and I know more about it.
What? Yeah. Apparently. Well, actually, I still have my Dutch Wonderland pass, but if it operates in Christmas, but I guess it's probably closed. I don't know.
I believe they have a Christmas event. I think I have a Christmas map from them.
Yeah, they do. They do have a Christmas event, but I don't know if the ride would be open.
Oh, you mean the
Yeah,
film ride?
it probably would. Yeah.
I would imagine.
Well,
It's not an
so
actual.
that's the thing.
It's
Is
not an
that the-
actual like ride, really. It's just kind of like.
Oh my God! It's right behind the Skyride. Like, how did we not like? How did we not have enough time to Skyride?
We didn't. You said you didn't see it on the Skyride?
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's right behind.
It's right next to it, yeah.
Where do you get on it? Is it? I guess that is. Is that where you get
I
on
think
it?
it's like right back where the Skyride. Yeah, where we exited the Skyride. You just go back that way, and you exit. We didn't start the fire. Oh my god! If she
All right,
gets
so
into
that's
one, I'm
not.
gonna fucking go crazy.
So that's not the log flume. That's a completely different ride.
What? Dragon's Lair?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the log. It's a flume ride, but it's not a log flume. The log flume's backed by coaster, the Princess Coaster, or
Kingdom Coaster.
Kingdom Coaster. I keep calling it. I think the map I have is called Princess Coaster. On the one I got, like in
It used to be
2015.
Sky Princess.
All right, that might be what I think. When did it change?
Or maybe because I think it was 2015, maybe.
I think I have a map prior to that. Yeah. I think that's why I keep calling it Princess Coaster, or whatever it was before, Sky Princess. Maybe not.
That's really cool. I'm definitely gonna have to like check that out now. I mean, that looks like a really, really short ride, though.
Why are you so interested in this?
I don't know. It just looks cool. Like the theming.
Okay.
That Skyride. Oh my god. Steph, that is the slowest Skyride to me. I took a video of it and I took a picture of it and they both look identical. I still can't believe how slow that.
I mean,
Oh, I do have to say though, you guys missed out on the bumper cars, man. They have some really good bumper cars there.
I don't like bumper cars that much. So.
Oh, well then,
I mean, I don't
screw you.
mind them, but they're not my favorite. I watched Taylor and Sarah did a ranking video today of their top 15 favorite coasters, and they both, they had Twisted Timbers in their list, or well, she did. Taylor doesn't have it in his top 15, she does, and they're both like, yeah, it's like a mini Steel Vengeance, like, and he's like, yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. I think everybody would agree with that. It's like, and I'm like, nope, Bob would not agree with that.
Oh, Steel Vengeance is an overgrown Twisted Timbers.
I was thinking like, yeah, I think most people would agree with that, except for Bob Cameron's. Except for I know one of the few that don't. So I can't have to say that statement is false. All right.
I haven't been on a lot of bumper cars, but those ones are good. I still have yet to be on the Knoebels one, and I need to do that. They're supposed to be some of the best. I've never actually rode their mod, but their Skyride is so freaking slow. It's cool because it goes right through Merlin's Mayhem. My number one's Voyage. By a lot. Or do you mean number one bumper car? Yeah, the Voyage is my number one coaster. Mystic Timbers number 2. Sky Rush is my number 1.
That's a terrible placed, yeah.
Huh?
I said terribly placed. I have Voyage in my number 1 as well, and then I have Velocicoaster number 2.
I've not been on Velocicoaster, so.
I have to say it's better than Mystic Timbers. By far.
I'm not. I don't know. Is it better than Sky Rush?
Velocicoaster?
Yeah.
Yes.
I could see that.
By far.
I mean, with the theme and stuff, I could see that.
It's an experience, yeah. It's way more of an experience than Sky Rush. And that is a factor that you have to include in weighing the rides. The theming is it's fantastic. It's really something else.
Yeah, I want to ride. forgot I was in the middle of
I want to be like,
starting.
all right, I have a proposal, Bob.
Uh-oh.
Well, you kind of effed it up, though, because you
What'd I do?
effed it up. This is all your fault.
It's all my
Are you
fault?
going to be an ACE member in May of 2022?
I don't know. I probably
All right, well,
I probably will renew. I would just be associate.
you'll be a what?
I'm probably when I renew, I'm probably just gonna be associate.
Yeah. Okay. So like the cheapo, El Cheapo.
Yeah.
But that'll still get you admission to the events. They're doing a spring conference in Orlando. Well, in Tampa, but my plan would be to go to Orlando in May of 2022. I'm doing this live for the whole audience to see.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna have a SeaWorld pass then.
When does yours expire?
February.
Never mind then. Well, I mean, it's gonna be. I would assume the event, you could get into the event with they'll probably have like one of the options where you can just admission to the
Oh
park
yeah.
and
Yeah,
the
that-
event.
Still gonna be expensive.
Probably
What we need to
typically
do
they
is-
typically they bring down the prices with the event ticket.
In March, we need to go to San Antonio.
What? Why?
To get a platinum platinum pass.
I already hit San Antonio. I don't know if I'll be going back down there for a while.
Unless the only thing is, there's a if Sesame Place would run that same special that they had that one year, it was like really cheap. It was like what,
last year?
180. It was 2 years ago. For COVID.
Yeah, so 2020 last year. I think.
Well, they ran it in 2019.
I think it began in 20. No, I don't think it began in 2019. I think it began in 2020 because of COVID.
No, the special that they had was before. The special was in 2019.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive because that was when I found out. Oh, I live in Virginia. I can't get it, and I got pissed off. But then I ended up
I thought
giving
that-
in and buying the pass in January 2nd of 2020 or something like that. It was like 20. It was literally 2020.
If you bought the pass in January, why is
January
your,
of 2020.
why? Where are your free months at?
I'm in them now. I don't know, dude. I have no idea what's going on. It's so screwed up.
It's an annual membership, so it should be a year plus the free months you got. So how was it February of 2022 that you?
Oh, because it's like a year. They're like giving us an extra year or something.
Yeah, that was whatever it was, like 5 or 6 months, 7 months, something like that.
Yeah, so I got it in
closed.
January, so it's February 1st that it expired. So if they add another year, that would be January 2022.
Okay, I don't. Yeah, that's not what I.
Anyway, the way this
No,
goes
I
is
disagree
Sesame
with
Place
your assessment
the
now.
Platinum Pass deal. Now that I live in West Virginia, if they run that special again, I'll get that.
How many months was it that they were closed? That they
I don't know.
officially considered themselves closed?
I have no idea.
I think it was like they closed in what? March.
Oh no, so that well,
They didn't open again until like June or July.
no, so that's the problem. My commitment was up, but I had to keep paying. I had to keep my subscription going so that I could get my free months whenever they opened. Because if I canceled, they weren't going to give me the free months. So I had to keep paying. And then whenever they opened, then they started giving me. So that's why it got extended.
Okay. I don't know. It's very convoluted.
It is. They're ripping me off somehow, I'm sure.
But all right, regardless, if we went in May, probably I think it's ERT on Anguazi, so that'd be cool. And then I would plan on doing Universal on that trip. Maybe doing SeaWorld Orlando as well. The thing is, I kind of want to get to that area before then. Like May is kind of late. I want to get there when they open up Iron Gwazi. So well, it's to be determined. But that's just one of my thoughts. And I was seeing if you'd go. Because you said you wanted to go to Florida.
I do. I kind of want to go in December.
You're going to go before Gwazi opens?
I'm going to go before my pass expires.
You suck.
Yep, a platinum pass at Sesame Place is
How much you broke up?
$297.
That's not awful.
It's freaking awesome. Have you been there? Yeah, you haven't been there. Dude, the park is this big.
I know it's small. I know the park's small. But, I mean, the thing is you're getting admission to other parks.
Yeah, but it's still, like, that's the thing. That's still not worth it for me because
You
both
said it's
parks are
297 or 279?
297.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Ooh.
starting to get somewhat close to like a platinum.
Get
pass.
an exclusive Oscar
Cedar Fair.
headband and cape.
That's starting to get to Cedar Fair level though. I'll be in Poland.
What?
I said
Cedar Fair level.
It's like the 297. I mean, that's about $100 more, but still, I mean, that's
That's a lot more. And like, there's less parks near me. A lot less parks near me.
But the parks are better. Like I'm starting to. That's where I can start to understand charging a better, like a little bit more than. But like the $400 is kind of crazy. But the 297, I'm not necessarily against.
All right, explain to me how San Antonio is 160.
Because it's in Texas. Everyone hates Texas now, so I don't know. I would imagine it's because of its location, probably. It's probably the furthest away from another SeaWorld property. So they assume, like, Sesame Place is still relatively close to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. You can use that platinum pass pretty easily. I'll be in Poland like a month after you.
I mean, that doesn't make sense for people to live in Central PA.
But even if you're in Western PA, it's still only like 6-7 hours, as opposed to.
That's a long ass drive. Like that's
Well,
not
the
a
closest
day
part,
trip.
the closest Cedar Fair Park's 4.5. I mean, that's. I mean, why get a platinum pass to Kings Dominion, Central Virginia? Then
I mean, Kings Dominion's
compared
closer,
to
and there's
San
Forney and
Antonio,
Cedar Point.
San Antonio is 20 plus hours from the closest SeaWorld property. So I mean, that's why I think that somewhat makes sense. I think it's a relative location.
It makes no sense.
I think it makes somewhat sense.
It makes no sense. I know, right? But you can't get in Adventureland.
But you're
Platinum pass.
sacrificing quality to a guy. I can understand. I've never
That's
been.
bullshit. Like, seriously,
Bob,
2 or 3 years ago, okay, I bought that.
I'm employed.
I'm not buying that anymore.
I do not think that they have the same standard of quality as SeaWorld. And I don't even think SeaWorld is that high of a quality anymore. They're starting to deteriorate, so maybe in the.
That's the thing. That's the problem. They're
But they're
deteriorating.
still at that level.
And their
You haven't been
prices
to
are going
Tampa. You
up.
haven't been to Orlando. You haven't been to San Antonio. All their other properties. Maybe Sesame Place wasn't that nice, but I'm telling you, Orlando's
you
very
mean
nice.
those parks that are 20
Tampa's
hours
really
away
nice.
from me? Wait, hold up. the parks that are 20 hours away from. Didn't you just use that argument?
I am still using that argument. I'm not retracting that argument. That has nothing to do with it. I'm talking about the quality of the park. Williamsburg still has a good quality. It's still a very nice park. I don't know about Sesame Place. Did you not think it was that? I imagine it's a pretty nice park. I've heard nothing but good things about it. Other than it's small.
It's not worth that money.
But American Dream is, because the location.
Do you know how much American Dream has so much more to do than Sesame?
But a pass to American Dream doesn't give you a free for all at the entire mall. So sure, there's more to do in the mall.
No, I'm talking
itself.
about Nickelodeon Universe.
That's not true.
There's so much more to do in Nickelodeon
If you're talking about
Universe.
families, then I think it's about the same. If you're talking about families with small kids, not as an enthusiast, of course, it's not going to be as much to do as Sesame Place.
I'm talking about anybody. There's more to do at Nickelodeon.
I don't agree.
Place.
They're probably about the same amount of
You
attractions.
haven't been to Sesame Place.
I'm not. That doesn't matter. I can look at it. This is just pure numbers. How many rides do they have at Sesame Place? That's just.
So you watched the POV of Sesame Place.
That does nothing. That is. What does that even mean in this context? I'm simply talking about how many rides they have.
Oh, I miss SeaWorld, Ohio, and Geauga Lake. That's actually my only SeaWorld experience too.
This is the kind of shit we should talk about on the show.
other than
1, 2, 3,
but
4,
actual
5,
SeaWorld.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20. $30. So there's 10 more rides in Nickelodeon, the American Dream. That's not too significant. And I'm even giving the benefit of the doubt that most of those aren't rides that kids are going to ride. So if we're talking about families, I think Sesame Place has just as much to offer. But I need to go to bed. Well, actually, I need to do some homework, so I can't argue. This is the things we should talk about on the show.
I'm telling you, we should start recording from, and then just like cut pieces.
Cut it out. I think it makes sense why San Antonio is a little bit cheaper.
I would agree with you, Steph, that the market is different, but I mean, there's a point where it's just getting ridiculous. I mean,
He
I
agrees
can't
with you, but if I said that, he'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
No, I mean, I've said that before, but like the whole thing is their price keeps going up, and their quality is going down. That's where the problem is. I wouldn't be so upset with their price if they didn't screw us over so much, and their quality was actually raising with the prices. But it's not. That's the problem.
I agree. Local to us, it seems to be deteriorating. I honestly don't think.
And the price is still going up.
Yeah, for Williamsburg, I think that's a fair. And
See,
it
that's
seems
my
like
point. Like everything further away, that's 20 hours away. Like the point you used about San Antonio is exactly the same point. Like even if you're saying like, okay, down in Orlando and Tampa, things are better. That's great, but I'm still paying $360 for a park. It's a decent drive for me, and roofs are falling off and catching fire, and they don't seem to care. Like,
I'm not but the argument wasn't, is the Williamsburg pass worth it? We were talking about San Antonio. So if we're talking about Williamsburg, that's a different story, in my opinion.
but that's the thing. Like, I'm not against Williamsburg being more than San Antonio, but not $360. $390, isn't it now? Something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think.
I mean, that's a ridiculous amount of money.
I agree. I don't disagree with that. I've never disagreed with that. But I think it makes sense. Again, the San Antonio piece, why that's cheaper than the others, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get that. But then the thing is like Sesame Place. Like Sesame Place, that is a ridiculous amount of money for Sesame. $297? Like the majority of people.
I think that's starting to get relatively in a line with where I would pay for SeaWorld Park. Again, it's access to all of the SeaWorld parks, so.
But not easy access.
So
if you think from the Pennsylvania border,
I'm talking about. I think most people that buy the Platinum Pass is designed for people that travel. That is the point of the Platinum Pass, kind of. So it's serving that market. That is the only reason people get Platinum Passes. Like 95% of people that buy Platinum Passes use them to travel to other parks. Even if they're not enthusiasts, they're traveling to other parks. But
it's like, it's not a... They're not going there all the time.
No, but it is... That easy access isn't as big of a factor because that's not the point. Like, they're trying to travel, so they're going to use the pass. So in that regard, I think it's worth it. Hey, we're going to Sesame Place this winter, and then we're gonna look SeaWorld Orlando. We're gonna go down to Orlando and do Disney. Let's go to SeaWorld as well for a day.
Yeah, but people don't want memberships for that. They're like, okay, we're gonna plan a bunch of trips this year, but like not everybody's gonna be doing that every year.
I agree.
So like, okay,
it shifts every year. Who's purchasing? It's not the same people buying it every year.
Right, but then we go back into the whole membership issue
of not being able to cancel it.
Well, like, I mean, like them kind of like, yeah, you're getting kind of stuck.
It's not difficult to cancel it. My mom canceled hers.
No, it's not that. It's the like. It's that. Every time I explain this, nobody seems to understand what I'm saying. It's that mentality factor.
I know what you're saying, but I don't think that applies to conscious and aware individuals that are like they're set out. If your intent is to eventually cancel the pass, I think you're going to, like, as long as you stick to that. I think what happens is people just passively forget about the pass. And it just happens, and it renews and renews and renews and renews. And there's people that just, like, I would, for instance, probably do something like that, where I would just completely forget about it. Like, right now, I just got a...
I mean, Six Flags is definitely easier to forget about.
I got a free trial to the magazine, and I'm like, oh, that's great. And then it's like, but you must cancel on this date.
But that's not...
In order to... to actually...
That's not the only thing.
Auto-renew. And I'm like, fuck, and now I got to remember to do that.
But that's not the only thing I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's the... recommitment hesitancy. So like, okay, your 12-month commitment's up and you go, oh, well, in 4 months I might go again. And I don't want to recommit to another 12 months. So I don't want to cancel and then have to get it again and recommit. So I'm just going to keep it at 4 months. But then that 4 months passes and you kind of find yourself in that. So you find yourself second guessing
that's
whether
a
you
trade-off.
want.
I mean, that's an economic trade-off. You decide to do it or you decide not to. That's totally up to. That's not really a park issue. I'm really failing to see why that matters in regard to the Sesame Place pass.
It's a mentality thing, and they're doing it specifically to trap you in that mentality. They wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't
like. I know that it's trapping, but I don't think it's trapping like that. I've never thought of that as being a trap. I fail to see why you wouldn't just cancel it, and then if you go back, get the membership again.
Because then you're stuck for another 12 months.
Yeah, I mean, and if you go back and you want to get the membership, then you're most likely planning on coming back. If not, you just buy a day ticket. I'm coming back once, and then I won't ever come back again for the next 12 months.
But it's just the way you think about it.
I don't agree. I don't know. That's not how I think about it. Maybe there's other people that's not rational to me. I would just buy a daily pass if I'm going back once, and then I wouldn't recommit.
Yeah, but a daily pass is like stupid expensive too. So
If I thought I would benefit from the pass,
Do you
then
know
I
how
would
much?
get it.
Do
So
you know
then
how much
then
a
I don't
ticket
see
to
how it's
Sesame Place is? Do
what?
you know what the gate price to Sesame Place is?
$80.
$90. $90.
Yeah. So if I thought, hey, it makes sense for me to buy a Sesame Place pass, $267.
Do you think $90 is
$297.
justified?
What?
You think $90 is a valid price?
No, I don't. I don't think that's valid for Sesame Place. That's more expensive than the Williamsburg prices.
HelloFresh is actually a great example of that mentality. Or like all of those like subscription type services. It's like that's why everything is subscription. That's why, because companies kind of just corner you. You kind of get stuck in this mentality, like this mental loop where you kind of.
Subscription services are also because it's beneficial to the consumer. Must be a lot of people like subscriptions.
Exactly, Mike. That's exactly it. You know up front, you plan everything up front instead of second guessing yourself the whole way through.
All right, I
That's
can't.
the
I
problem.
can't. I can't argue tonight with you guys. I just can't. I have calculus tomorrow. That's more important than this.
We're gonna have to start having call-in shows.
Yeah, I could do that, but it would just be airtime Mike. All right. Good night, everyone.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.